New data mappings can be added to the mappings table by clicking Add. This presents a pop-up window to define the data source information. Data type to be mapped and loaded into React can be selected from a drop-down menu. This drop-down menu presents the same options that are presented in the data checklist on the right-hand side. The data source location also has to be defined. Admin UI supports CSV, comma-separated files, or statistical analysis file, system files, SAS files, for upload into React. The data files should be of a long format, so that's one observation per line. There's three options which are presented for the data source location. The file does not yet exist, or you don't know the path, in which case that can be selected and will allow you to continue with mappings. You can predict which source file to be used based on past information. This option can be checked if, when you're configuring a data set, the parameters are saved in the primary source folder, which was assigned at the point of configuring a data set, in which case the system will look for a file in this location. Or you can enter the file path manually. If React is on the Azure platform, then files are usually stored in Azure storage, in which case the file path name will be Azure file, React data, folder name, file name. If files are not stored in Azure storage, then the appropriate location should be entered here. If manually entering the file path name, then the option to check the tick box for predicting column mappings based on past mappings becomes available. This is really useful if the mappings from the source file for the chosen data type are the same as previous data types loaded and mapped into React. It avoids having to remap that same data type. STTM file is no longer an option in the system, so should not be ticked to enable.